Taken to the international break, it was a very good performance here in South Wales from the Foxes, and I hope you have enjoyed the performance with us this afternoon, because it certainly was a performance to be enjoyed from them. Full time here, Swansea City 1, Leicester City 3.
Thank you very much, John. Yes, indeed, a performance to be enjoyed. That man there with the captain's armband on at the end of the 90 minutes, getting the third goal to seal a win that ends that run of draws. Matt Elliott, you've been with us on co-commentary duty. The Leicester fans look like they're having a mini party over there in the away end in South Wales.
They've been celebrating for the last 15 minutes or so, I think, when it became inevitable and clear to them that it was going to be a successful trip down to South Wales here at Swansea, and you had that feel from the off, really. Certainly I did. I don't know whether I was kidding myself, but it's been proved to be right. I think Leicester started in fine fettle, and for the majority of that game continued to demonstrate their superiority, although there was a tough period midway through the second half, and then obviously Swansea got back on level terms. But I don't know whether it came across, in the audio or people watching it on screens or whatever, but certainly seeing it live, there was a feeling that there was a bit of a divide between these two teams, and I thought that was quite significant. Not a statement victory necessarily, but it's quite a big result coming here to Swansea, who are in decent form themselves, and winning the game deservedly and comprehensively, as I mentioned. And moments of quality there, but collectively they look sound. They look like a team that knows what they're doing and hopefully knows where they're going. They certainly know where they're aiming. Yeah,
it's very nice bit in the pictures there, Matt, of Vestergaard next to Fatawu, both the goal scorers, of course, in the second half. Two very different goals. Abdul Fatawu, we'll come on to it. What a strike that was. Vestergaard sealing the 3 points with his header. But those Leicester fans, they deserve that, and the players deserve the ovation that they're currently getting as well.
Yeah, of course. You see, you mentioned those individuals there, but I'm sure you can see it's the whole squad out there and some of the backroom staff members as well, and it's a group joint effort. And Marty Cifuentes leading from the front there, in applauding the supporters, and the adulation is mutual, shall we say? But yeah, listen, individuals are going to stand out on occasion, but you need everyone to stand up and be counted. And today, I think that was the case. They held firm. They looked competent, they looked confident, and that individual ability came to the fore as well. So it was a great mix and a great blend and a wonderful result.
Yeah, and a very smiley Marty Cifuentes there with Jeremy Monga as they head into the dressing room, I'm sure, to be praised for their performance. Jerry Taggart and David Nugent are with me, Dan Bates, here in the Foxes Hub studio, and Nuge, they'll be delighted, won't they, with that 3 points?
Yeah, we said at half-time need to come out and expect the reaction from Swansea, which they give us. They started really fast, getting onto second balls, putting us under pressure a bit. We said 1-0 was a dangerous lead, but I think 3-1 could have been a lot more with the chances we created towards the end. Again, given that 1-goal lead away with a dubious penalty, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but we were speaking, he didn't really have to slide for the ball, did he, to try and block it, but the referee gave it. But again, we reacted perfectly after the penalty was given us. Abdul Fatawu doing what he does best. I think every goal he scores is an action replaying it. And then obviously Vestergaard getting in across into the box, a second ball, which he managed to get his head on to make a 3-1 and game over. But I think we were happy, getting them back into the game and then reacting like how we did to take the lead again. I think we fully deserved the 3 points.
Yeah, I think, as Nuge said, beginning of second half, you could see what Swansea had probably had a few words at half-time from their manager. They came out, up the tempo, and Leicester dealt with it. And that was the main thing for Leicester. Yes, they conceded the penalty and the goal, but they dealt with it. And as the second half settled down, as it always does, because you can only keep that sort of tempo for so long in the second half. And once the tempo sort of settled down and Leicester found their rhythm again, then there was only ever one team going to win it. Yes, it's taken another wonder goal, but we're just seeing shots there. You know, Jordan James with another shot that just hits the wrong side of the post and comes back out. You know, on another day that goes in. So yeah, I mean, and there was a couple of more opportunities that they didn't quite take. Carranza through one-on-one didn't quite come off for him. Fatawi's shot that hits the bar and comes back, and Patson Daka forces the keeper into making a save. So yeah, they were a constant threat today, Leicester. Fairly deserved it. And they managed the game for the most part exceptionally well.
Yeah, there was a point, Matt Elliott, where it looked as if it was history repeating itself almost from what happened on Tuesday against Wrexham, that Leicester dominated the first half and then were going to somehow draw the game. But today, thanks in part to Abdul Fattah's strike, they were able to go there and get the winner and the third goal, which they thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, there were elements of that, and you thought, it's very rare, the boys have mentioned there, it's very rare that you dominate from start to finish. It's how you ride out the rough periods, really, and then come through them stronger at the end. But and that proved to be the case today. And you know, Leicester, comfortable winners eventually, and overall deserved it. Could have been more, again, as the lads have said. But they were cutting it fine for a period there, because it's such a difficult thing to explain, isn't it? Because it's easy for us to sit here and watch it and go, right, you've got yourself ahead and you're playing well and this is what you should do, and then it doesn't work like that. Things go against you and you don't even know why at times, or you stop doing what was working for you before. Perhaps the opposition work it out a little bit and nullify you, and then you've got to adopt a different tact. But it's it's frustrating sometimes and confusing, because that Tuesday night, a good point in case for you, as you mentioned there, against Wrexham, you think, like, because I always think, and I think the boys and yourself, Dan, think similar. I think Leicester are one of, if not the best, I don't want to be too dramatic, but certainly one of the better sides, right? More often than not, I fancy them. They've got more about them, and the personnel they've got and the squad, etc. So I expect them. Nudes mentioned it. Leicester are favourites to pretty much every game they go in, and at the moment, I think that's fair enough as well, and I think that's quite right. And in my mind, I expect them to go and win wherever they are in this division, but it doesn't always go that way. They have to scrap. They've got that resilience about them as well this season. They've shown it on numerous occasions. The 4 draws have been frustrating. It's about time that come to an end, and it came to an end in quite spectacular style today, didn't it? And big opportunity at home against Portsmouth after the international break, and all of a sudden, everything's looking a little bit rosier, isn't it?
Matt, it's Jerry here.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm very, very good.
We're enjoying this angle of you, by the way.
Oh, definitely.
I can see, you can see your nostrils.
Your head looks massive.
Hey, it's not the head you want to worry about. It's what is underneath that. Underneath this. This jacket's
very padded.
puffy,
Very
by the
padded.
way. Yeah. There's lots of duck feathers in this. Anyway.
Matt, you've had time to reflect.
Okay, mate.
You've had time to reflect on Jordan and Abdul's finishes.
Or life in general.
Yeah. In your opinion, which one would you pick?
Good question.
What I said at the time, didn't I? I think Fatahu's strike might have even surpassed the magnificence of Jordan James's earlier. Well, I didn't have the luxury of a screen for a replay here today. I'm going to go Jordan James because I think it was a little bit wider. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you will, Gerald. A little bit wider, a touch further out maybe, and it was just the way it was guided. It was beautifully caressed, but caressed with force, if that is ever a thing. You know, Fatawu listen, it was a spectacular effort. You know, I can only dream of finishing a goal like that in an actual game. And you know, even you with your left foot one, Gerald, would have to struggle, you know, to execute such a shot. But it was dipping, swerving, and the keeper no chance. It was more vicious, I think, than Jordan James. Jordan James was beautiful. It was a thing of culture, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going for Jordan James.
Yeah, I'll ask these two what they think. We're distracted slightly by the Pilates going on in the background behind you there.
If you look behind you, Matt, there's some camera
What's happening?
on.
What am I missing out?
Doing a few squats in the background. What you need to do.
Oh,
Are you in agreement with Matt Nuge?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we've been spoilt today with those two goals.
Two great finishes, but I'm with Matty. I think Jordan James he cuts inside, it's further out, a lot more pace on the ball. He has to get that pace on the ball to generate the power to get past the goalkeeper. You know, Abdul's Fatu's goal is still just as good, but for me, a bit more pace on Jordan James as well. The way he cuts inside and whips it with that bit of pace just nicks it for me. But taking that away from Abdul is a great finish as well.
Yeah, I think it's 2 goals would all be played off, wouldn't it? If we'd have scored a goal like that there. Yeah, I mean, and I think Abdul's goal, well, all goals are important, aren't they? They all come at important times, but obviously Abdul's goal just to get us back in front comes at a really important time in the game. And the referee could have actually pulled it up and give Leicester a free kick, because Jordan James actually gets fouled in the build-up of that. So fair play to the referee for playing the advantage.
Because it could have started to get a little bit frustrating in the away end, probably would have started to get frustrated 77 minutes, having had the lead for so long, Jerry. So Abdul, when he stepped up and he scored that, like you said, was a vital moment.
But you've been saying it, and the fans must have been thinking it as well in the stand, as it's deja vu all over again. You know, after playing so well yet again, conceding a penalty and then the goal, here we go again. But, you know, as Matty said, he's there watching it live. He gets a better feel for the game, for the atmosphere, than we do watching it here on the TV. There's no doubt about that. For Abdul just to step up. And again, it was one of those games where not everything Abdul did today went his way. No. You know, but he just has that ability to just go bish, bash, bosh. A bit like Jeremy Mungo with his feet, where he can tie you in knots. Abdul just has that ability. And again, just before he hits it, he has that touch where he's almost bringing the ball back towards his own goal before he hits it. It's not necessarily to the side. It's to the side, but back. And then he wraps his foot on it. I mean, it's class, isn't it?
I think that's after Swansea have equalised as well, so you think the momentum's going to be with Swansea then. Like, they're the home team, they're going to push on, try and get the winner, but for the lads to, like, not stay in the game, but, like, keep it at 1-1 and then us still trying to press and get the winner shows the character in the team that they still want to win the games. And I think when Abdul scored, you know, you've seen the reactions of the crowd in the background, how delighted they were with the goal, and then obviously Vestergaard to finish it off with the header. We got a little bit of luck with that goal as well. I think it rebounds off one of their defenders.
Yeah, it comes off his thigh.
Comes off his thigh, pops up, and Yannick's got a free header. Keeper almost saves it, goes in the back of it, and that's when you know it's game over. 3 points for the lads away from home. Massive result.
Yeah, quite incredibly, if you like. Both Abdul Fatawu and Yannick Vestergaard were on the score sheet at the Liberty 2 seasons ago when Leicester won there 2-1. Of course, yeah. Which maybe doesn't surprise you about Abdul scoring, but yeah, Yannick Vestergaard with
from
another goal
piece, from the second phase of a set piece again. Yeah,
pretty much very similar to how it was today. One goal scorer that you're not surprised at scoring, but Yannick Vestergaard, you probably are surprised, being the fact that he's a defender, Jerry. But he takes his goal really well, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, again, you know, the ball gets cleared out and it comes past the Leicester player on the edge of the box. Can't remember.
Ramsey, I think it was.
But it might have been Ramsey, and the Swansea defender, who's obviously waiting for the ball to come to him to go on the counter attack, just hasn't got enough time to see it. And it flashes off his thigh, back in where it's just come from. And again, you've got to be on your toes. And Yannick was on his toes. And you could say it's a pretty simple finish. It's 5-6 yards out. He has to get his head on it. But again, because of the way he's standing, he's side on, he's halfway looking towards his own goal and not at Swansea's goal, so he has to adjust and get a good solid contact with it. And as you say, the keeper gets a good hand to it.
Just too strong, isn't it?
But the header's just too good, too strong.
Yeah, it's the type of header, Matt. I mean, you would have been proud of that, as would Jerry, of course. To be fair, News, you had your fair share of
Any
headers,
goals are
didn't
good.
you?
Every goal's good.
But yeah, it's he does well, actually. I don't know, you tell me, I could be
he's got
speaking out of turn, but he's done well to get that much power on it, I think, from the way the ball was coming in.
Well, Jerry in particular would have been delighted. He'd have done a lap of honour if he'd have scored one like that. Tags. He'd been off. He loved a celebration, Jerry, milking the moment as best he could. With that salute to the crowd, Tags, wouldn't it? Hey, I can remember it well. But yeah, no, he has done well. Listen, boys have just described it there, and it was a good ball in initially by Luke Thomas. In a decent area, headed clear, ricochets off, and just listen. It fell Vestergaard's way, didn't it? But he's done well to sort of craned his neck. And again, I haven't had a chance to see it a second time, but to get that purchase on it, because it's one of those. I thought when he headed it, at the angle that it was coming at to him, I thought if he does get contact towards goal, the keeper will probably save it. And I don't know, boys. Should he have done a little bit better, the keeper, in that, or was it a good connection by Vestergaard there that he's tucked it away? Regardless, go on.
I'm going to say, I think the momentum of where the keeper was falling to the side and back, and the close proximity where Vestergaard was when he headed. If he had been a further, 3 yards out, say towards a penalty spot, then you're expecting the keeper to do better. But just the sheer momentum, I think, forced it over the line.
Yeah, he's done well to help it along its way, hasn't he? Basically, so. But whichever way they all count, it was never going to stand up in comparison to the previous two, was it? So, but listen, it all bodes well when you get centre halves. Fass has scored recently, and Vestergaard scored not so long ago, didn't he? Tucked one away, and you get players from different areas of the pitch or the team contributing. It just builds and builds, and all of a sudden, the team as a whole is buzzing and flowing. You don't always want to, you don't want to rely on wonder goals all the time. It's good to have that capability within the ranks, but you want to score in numerous ways, in any way possible. The more the merrier.
That is a good point that Matt makes, but sometimes you take a goal however which way it comes. But I do understand, Nuge, what Matt is saying. But Leicester have won games this season thanks to both brilliant goals and also thanks to just normal goals, if you like. They all count.
Every goal counts. No one goes over the line. No one cares.
I do understand what he's saying.
Yeah, the goals getting of Ricardo. He's come in with 2 goals out of you as well. Jordan, who scored recently. Vestergaard. Fatu, who scored another worthy. Jordan James, 2 and 2 now. So the goals are getting spread around a bit. Obviously, you want your strikers to be the main guy who scores the goals, but again, Patton, I thought was excellent. His work rate and running off the ball was superb today. You deserves a lot of credit for for stretching the game, but he just needs that goal to maybe go on a little run as well. But Carranza could have came on, done his first touch well across the defender. Maybe could have shot first time, you said, couldn't you? But I think he got a little nicked in the off the defender as he went through, so that probably just hampered him a little bit. But he could have scored, So we just need strikers to start scoring goals, and I think that would be a big lift for the whole team as well.
Frustrating now in a way, weirdly, that it's an international break. I guess with Leicester getting that victory, and you saw the reaction at full time, how happy everyone was, that you feel like maybe some momentum could have been built.
We said this the last time there was an international break, didn't we? I think it was at Birmingham at home.
Yep.
Before the last international break. And we're saying maybe the international break comes at the wrong time, but it's like, obviously, exactly when they're coming.
It's the same for everybody.
It's the same for everybody. Yeah. Is there a good time and a bad time? Who really knows? But it's there on the calendar. Everybody's aware of it. And this will make the players and the manager in particular, because the manager's got 2 weeks now without a lot of his players, because they're on international duty, to think about this win, think about the momentum, the confidence it gives this team. Even though I'm not saying they were lacking confidence, but obviously after the result the other night from a winning position, they ended up with a draw. Similar scenario today, winning the game, conceding the goal, but then going on to win it quite comfortably in the end. That's a good feeling to have going into an international break.
Yeah, do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. It's better going in with a win rather than a loss, isn't it?
That's the main difference.
Especially, I just think like the mentality of, again, going 1-0 up, getting clawed back to 1-1, and then going on to win the game will give the lads a lot of momentum going forward. I know there's a 2-week break, but the lads will be itching to get back from international duty and get the league, underway again when the next game. So they deserve a break. They played a lot of games. A win will help them a lot, and they'll, where are we third in the table now? Do we stay third? No more late goals, was there?
I will double check
Double
for
check
you now.
for me now, yeah.
Yes,
They'll sit in third,
Yeah. Only 3 points off Coventry, who are top, and we know what happened in that game against Coventry here at King Power Stadium a few weeks ago. Leicester were kicking themselves. They didn't win that. It's all ifs and buts. Had they done that, they'd have been top, wouldn't they? But it doesn't matter. Middlesbrough second with 18, then you've got Leicester and Preston, third and fourth, both with 16 points.
Yeah, 3 of my former clubs all flying high there.
Absolutely.
Take a lot of credit, left them in good stead.
Is that one of them ones now?
Well done, boys.
Give yourself a pat.
Obviously, Matt, you saw the reactions. We saw them on the screen at the end with the players going over to the supporters. Again, talking about that momentum, and these guys just talking about the fact that there is a break. You can still build that. A lot of the players are internationals, so a lot go away, but there is still a good core group that will stay. They will have some time off as well, but a good core will stay with Cifuentes in the group at Seagrave. So again, they can just build up. And Portsmouth at home, they'll be fancying themselves to hopefully get another victory there in that one.
Yeah, all adds to the feel-good factor, doesn't it? At the current time, and it's been a difficult period for Leicester. Obviously, on the back of last season, and since then it hasn't all gone 100% to plan, and late comings into the squad, etc., and outgoings, etc., and all of a sudden, that's why I think Leicester are still settling into a rhythm for the season. Really, it's been a little bit of a disjointed start, although relatively successful in terms of league positioning. As the boys mentioned, now up in third after 9 games is not a bad position to be in, and I think Leicester are only going to improve as the season goes on. But yeah, listen, a win like this away from home, spectacular goals, a good team performance for the large part of the game. Away supporters are happy, they're all celebrating, there's a joyous feel there, and it just there's a bit of a buzz all of a sudden, isn't there? You look at the depth of the squad, and all of a sudden the positives are outweighing the negatives, and and hopefully that will carry on to be the case, and they'll go striding into the international period, go and play for their respective countries, hopefully bounce into it, do well and bounce back as well, and look forward to a home fixture against Portsmouth, who are having a bit of a struggle. What better example or opportunity to go and ram home all the confidence that's been built up here and or up to this point, really. And it looks nice and healthy right now, doesn't it? Which has not always been the case of late.
Thank you very much, Matt. We'll let you set off back up north, back to Leicester from South Wales. Thank you very much for your company today. We'll do a couple more minutes, guys. I'm just seeing on a separate screen the Fatawu goal. I'm going to have to disagree with you and say I mean, they're both brilliant, but I would have that one over Jordan James. He could go down for a free kick, as you've both mentioned. The ref does well to play advantage. He then jinks past a couple and puts it top corner.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, mate.
It's an opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys at home, you can have your own say as well. The highlights will be available for you shortly. They're both fantastic goals, and that to get Leicester back in front. I think Swansea were only level for 6 or 7 minutes as well, so it was a really huge time to score and to get a goal as good as that as well.
Yeah, probably sickened Swansea, didn't it? Because as I said before, the momentum was them, and then we go down the other end and score like 5 minutes after. So for them to get back into the game and lose the lead so quickly would have been a big blow for them. And then for us to go on and get the third goal and seal the win was the icing on the cake. And as you said, it is an international break now, but there's going to be a real good feel factor now at the training ground. The lads can go in these next 2 weeks, enjoy themselves. Before the next game against Portsmouth, another one of my former clubs.
Every week, isn't it?
Yeah, every week. Yeah, every week. So far, yeah. Where's all the goals that you used to show before the show? And where's all that gone?
We've stopped doing
Yeah.
that now.
All right. That's my highlight.
There was none. There was
Highlight
none.
of the day,
There was
that.
none when we were playing against Premier League teams.
Hey.
A quick word on that Portsmouth game, then, Jerry. After the international break, Matt makes a good point. You know, obviously, there's absolutely no gimmies in this league whatsoever. But Portsmouth, Nuge, as you probably know more than ever, have had a bit of a mixed start themselves at the start
They
of
beat
this
Middlesbrough
season.
today, didn't they?
Yeah, they've had a good result, but. So you know, again, there's no easy games, but Leicester will fancy themselves at home. It's an evening kick-off on that Saturday night. Hopefully we'll feel the power, if you like, of King Power Stadium that evening, and that will help.
Yeah, but Portsmouth, I don't think have been up here for quite a while, have they?
Yeah. I reckon I played in it, I reckon.
Well, I was going to say, I
Probably
don't know
did.
when the last time Portsmouth played up here. It was probably when I was playing. Or not long after that.
I've played
Nuge
against Portsmouth for Leicester.
Yeah, but so yeah, it'll be a bit of an unknown for these players as well. So yeah, we have to make sure that we make it a fortress for them and giving them a difficult night as possible. Because again, they're Portsmouth are going into an international break. They've just beat Middlesbrough at home. We were top of the league until.
Yeah, speaking of momentum, yeah.
And so they'll have a bit of momentum.
Two teams at momentum. In for a cracker.
And you'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be here.
You'll be here.
And I will be here.
In a couple of weeks'
Poor
time.
Matty's got to drive to Portsmouth.
Just tell him it's away.
Yeah.
Watch Matt go all the way down there.
Oh, yeah, it's at home, isn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus,
it's a game as ever. You can follow with us here on Fox's Hub, as you have been doing today for this trip to Swansea, where Leicester have come away with all 3 points. Yes, a couple of weeks' time then. It is a 7:45 kick-off at King Power Stadium. That means we'll be live with Matchday Live from 7:15, not showing any David Nugent goals against Portsmouth. There are game passes available for you for international audiences for £180. That gets you pretty much all of the games available for you on Fox's Hub, so do look out for that. As well as that, there are Listen Live passes available for all the commentary available during the month of October. We've said thanks to Matt, thank you very much David Nugent and Jerry Taggart again for your company today, where Leicester have halted their run of draws, 4 draws in a row, but it's ended today with victory down in South Wales. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, everybody. We'll see you after the international break.